Dear friends, in this class, let us discuss about minimum power and minimum drag. First of all, let us see the relationship between minimum power and minimum drag, and then we will just tabulate these two. Okay, what are the comparisons between minimum power and minimum drag? That we will tabulate it. So first, let us see the relationship. First of all, we know that minimum power we can just say, or L by D ratio. It is based on the L by D ratio. Now we can compare it. So L by D ratio of the minimum drag, we know L by D ratio of the minimum drag. So this is, we also can say as the this is nothing but L by D ratio max. So this is the L by D ratio max. This is nothing but CL minimum drag divided by CD minimum drag. So this is what we have seen. Okay. So this one we know what is this one. So this is nothing but 1 by 2 into square root of K CD naught. So this is the okay, because substituting CL minimum drag and CD minimum drag, and we'll be getting this okay final value. So this expression. So similarly, L by D ratio. Okay, that means L by D ratio of the minimum power. So L by D ratio of the minimum power is nothing but we can write CL minimum power by CD minimum power. So this is nothing but we know this. So this is nothing but we can write like this: 3 CD naught by K into this is okay 1 by 4 CD naught. Okay, so this is what. So by simplifying this, we can just put it like this. So we can So 3 CD naught by K into this one we can write like this. This one we can write 4 into root CD naught into root CD naught. So just we can, by that way we can cancel out 1. So this is okay. After simplifying this, we'll get the this expression. That means 1 by, I mean we have a root 3 also. Okay, 1 by 4 we can take it as here. So and 1 by 4 this, okay, this will get cancelled out now. Okay, so now we will be having root 3 by 4, root 3 by 4. Okay, so this is 1 by we just have a K CD naught. Okay, so this is nothing but we can write CD naught root 3 by 2 into this one. So 1 by 2 1 by K CD naught. So this is okay, because we know this is nothing but this term nothing but okay L by D max. So that L by D max nothing but this one. So we can just now just write it like this. That means this we can write L by D max or L by D minimum power equal to root 3 by 2. That root 3 by 2 is nothing but 0.8666 into L by D max. So because this value root 3 by 2 is nothing but 0.86. So this further if you simplify, so L by D minimum power divided by L by D max is nothing but 0.866. So this is one relationship. Okay, and another one also we can just find out. So another one okay, that is velocity. So the velocity we can just find it like this, in this way, because we know how to find out the velocity at minimum drag and the velocity at minimum power. So that is velocity at minimum power and velocity at minimum drag, it is based on the CL. So because already we have seen velocity at minimum power, okay, in the previous this itself, velocity at minimum power is nothing but 0.766 into velocity at minimum drag. So it means velocity of the minimum power. So or minimum power occurs at lower velocity than the minimum thrust, because this minimum power okay, minimum power refers to the power, whereas minimum drag refers to the minimum thrust. So because that we have to understand minimum power, okay, we can just say minimum power is very clear, whereas minimum thrust or minimum drag, okay, minimum drag is nothing but minimum thrust. So okay, so this is very important. So minimum thrust is occurring at higher velocity, okay, than the minimum power, or minimum power, okay, velocity at minimum power is lower than the velocity at minimum thrust. Okay, so that is one conclusion we can say. So based on this, okay, now we can write few things. So that is, okay, we can tabulate this. Okay, so we can tabulate the minimum power and minimum thrust conditions. So if you are tabulating this, so we can just say as the yeah, we can write it as the this one. We can draw the table. Yes. So okay, we can just say this is minimum, okay, minimum power and minimum thrust. So this, okay, this comparison we can just make it based on a few things. That means one is, first thing is minimum power. Okay, so minimum power occurs first. Okay, let us write it here. Minimum thrust occurs at or okay, occurs when, okay, when induced drag, when KCL square equal to parasite drag. Okay, so this is very important. So minimum thrust, nothing but minimum drag, that occurs when the induced drag equal to parasite drag, whereas here minimum power occurs when that means KCL square, induced drag is much greater, okay, or as much great as this parasite drag, or we can say 3 times the parasite drag, okay, 3 CD naught. So this is okay, one important aspect we have to understand, because so minimum thrust is nothing but minimum drag that occurs when the induced drag is okay, just equal to the parasite drag, whereas here it is, okay, as much as great as that of, okay, parasite drag. Okay, that means induced drag is, okay, 3 times of the parasite drag. Okay, so this is one thing. Then next thing is L by D ratio. Okay, L by D ratio in both the cases. L by D ratio here, okay, L by D ratio of the minimum power is, okay, we have seen L by D ratio of the minimum power. It is based on the this. So we have seen the ratio also. L by D ratio, we can just L by D ratio here, L by D max. So this is nothing but okay, we just had a 1 by 2 square root of K CD naught. So this is one thing. Whereas here also we can write, okay, L by D minimum power, that is nothing but yeah, so CD naught 3 CD naught by K by 4 CD naught, 3 CD naught. So if you are just simplifying this, we can obtain the this one. So we can just say that yeah, root 3 by 4, we can write it like this. Here we can write root 3 by 4 into 1 by square root of K CD naught. Okay, so this is for okay, minimum power, and whereas this is for minimum thrust. So that means L by D max. So the comparison, okay, we can just here itself we can see, because L by D max is the maximum L by D. Okay, so L by D maximum L by D ratio achieved only when the drag is minimum. Okay, so that is why we say it is L by D max. But minimum power is okay, because this is okay. We are having this. So we have seen. So the next thing is L by D ratio. L by D of minimum power by that means this is equal to 0.866 times the L by D ratio of or maximum L by D ratio. So this is one thing. Then okay, that means this L by D ratio is okay lower. That is what okay here we are understanding. Then velocity also we have seen. Minimum okay power velocity. Okay, so minimum power velocity, that is nothing but this is equal to 0.766 in velocity of minimum drag. So these two okay comparisons or these two conclusions very important, because these two are okay, these two results constitute certain understanding because that is because of the this reason. Okay, because induced drag is in the minimum power it is 3 times the parasite drag, whereas in the induced drag is just equal to the parasite drag. So it means induced drag is very much higher in this case, and whereas okay here it is just equal to the parasite drag. So this condition okay gives these two conclusions, okay, 0.866, and not only this, and also the because from this okay from this only we are getting the drag coefficient also. From this we are getting the CD, CL, and the CD also we are obtaining for minimum power as well as